I was obsessed with movies, and I wanted to be a veterinarian when I grew up because I was also obsessed with animals. And I saved up enough money to go to college for my first year of college, which would involve, a track towards trying to be a doctor. So it was going to include chemistry and biology and stuff. So I went up to the University of Florida, broke, and was dropping out of chemistry within like 3 days. I couldn't get it. I remember sitting in one of those rooms and the professor's saying stuff and I kind of look around and all the other students were like, and I was like, I'm just really screwed here. So I dropped out of that. I'm not going to be a vet now. I don't know what I'm going to be. I'm probably going to go back to being an assistant vet, which is how I was working after high school. But I was such a movie junkie, and I had to see movies, and I had no money, and I was like, I had this genius idea, my first really great idea, which isn't the first of 100 great ideas, but this was my first idea. And I'd say, okay, the Florida Alligator, the campus newspaper, doesn't appear to have a film critic. So I went over and met the editor and said, hey, can I be the film critic? And he goes like, well, go see something, write it up, bring it in, I'll see. So because I couldn't afford to get that ticket, I saw that the Peter Sellers movie, The Wrong Arm of the Law, was playing. So I raced over to the library, read all the reviews, didn't lift anything, but formed an opinion about the film based on the reading, wrote it up, gave it to the guy, said, okay, you can be the critic. So when you start getting to go to the movies for free, it's heady. It's something you really want to do. After I returned to Miami, I found a shopping guide that didn't have a film critic, so I became that. And then one day, my dad, who worked at a hotel on Miami Beach, said, there's this big movie producer named Joseph E. Levine, and he's tied up his houseboat opposite our hotel. I told him my son was a film critic, and he said, oh, have him come by. So I go on this boat with my little scrapbook of reviews, and there's Joseph E. Levine, and he's smoking a cigar. And there was another producer named Aaron Rosenberg, and he was smoking a cigar. And Levine starts flipping through. God, this is such a long story, but it's almost over. He's flipping through, and he goes, oh, Zulu, which was one of Joseph E. Levine's productions. And he's like, oh, you flipped for Zulu. You got good taste, kid. Do you want to come work for me? And I was like, yes. He said, okay, I'll start you off in the publicity department because you're a good writer. Where do you want to work? New York, London, or Rome? I'm like, New York. So that's how I got into the movie business.
And
by the way, obviously, I always tell young filmmakers, don't wait for that to happen to you. It's a very particular set of circumstances here.